I've been talking with you about the importance of feeding the flock of God and feeding them something that is truly beneficial to them. This particular time of the year, the fields of the Midwest are filled with a tall, thick-stemmed grass that stands very impressive. It quickly gets tall. It is known as Johnson grass. The problem with Johnson grass is that it really has very little nutritional value for the livestock. There are a few farmers who will feed it to their cows in the winter, but it doesn't have much value really for feeding of the livestock. The other problem is that it overshadows all of the other grass around it, and the result is that grass does not do well at all, particularly in the heat of summer. Well, it leads me to the question, have I ever led my church to a field where that they fed on something that was akin to Johnson grass? What I mean is that my preaching was more style than substance. It stood tall, it looked good on the ground, but the truth of the matter is there just wasn't much nutritional value. In a lot of churches, and I think mine would be part of this group, there are certain topics that if we preach them, they will bring people to their feet. We can preach people to their feet, but do we preach them to the altar? And secondly, do we give them something to think about as they live out the rest of their week? It's important that it not just be style, but that there also be substance. Sometimes the preaching that stands tall or makes the most noise really doesn't have a lot beyond the style and beyond the noise. There can be eloquence without edification. It makes me ask myself, at what point is my ministry something akin to an information dump? Do I leave people asking, what am I supposed to do about this? If we will make sure that we are always giving substance. Now, that means you have to be constantly working at it. You can't say, well, this week we'll kind of do it halfway. But you're constantly reading, you're constantly listening to things on podcasts or CDs or whatever technology you listen to things with these days, for yourself at least. And begin to keep putting things into your brain and into your spirit. It's important that we feed God's flock. A healthy flock tends to be a growing